Just gonna run grab a coffee. I'll be back. Hi, Doug. You look happy.
Oh yeah, I'm ecstatic. That's what I am, ecstatic. This is my
Yes,
happy. It's my happy look.
yes. I assumed that was it. Oh, stuff happens.
I know. And I'll explain what happened, and then we'll move on. That's what we'll do.
Excellent.
uh,
Oh, looks like I've freed up a couple nights this week.
it appears that that's the case. Yes.
Excellent. Oh, sorry.
Your sound, Belinda. You've got some sound issues.
It's that truck idling behind you.
I don't think that's me with the truck the sound issues.
Is it the combine coming to combine your truck?
It's the swather. That's a
Oh, is that what it
swather.
is?
Sorry, it just sounded. I thought you were trying to speak, and it was sounding all hissy like.
Did you just call the only woman on council hissy?
That's how I heard it.
No, I called your microphone that.
Can everybody hear us?
Yep.
Hello, Ryan.
The truck and the swap are sitting in that same spot to this day.
Hey, good afternoon. I call the public hearing for bylaw 6265 Municipal Development Plan to order. I will first read the acknowledgement statement. The City of Lethbridge acknowledges that we are gathered on the lands of the Blackfoot people of the Canadian Plains and pays respect to the Blackfoot people past, present, and future, while recognizing and respecting their cultural heritage, beliefs, and relationship to the land. The City of Lethbridge is also the home to the Métis Nation of Alberta, Region 3. Before we begin, I've been advised that there is a technical legal issue that will preclude the conduct of the public hearing today and for the next 3 days. So who would like to speak to that?
Mr. Mayor, it's Mr. Hawkins. It's Doug Hawkins. I can speak to it if you wish.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I did send out an email to all members of council 10 or 15 minutes ago too, just outlining the need to cancel. So unfortunately, we have an error, a mistake in the public notices that were advertised in the Herald prior to this public meeting. It also applies to the public hearing. The same error was in the ads that affect the public hearing that's scheduled for March 9th, next Tuesday's meeting as well. The error is sufficient enough. It relates to the very bottom of the advertising that we do that direct folks for more information to visit our city website. That link, that advertised website is incorrect. It says lethbridge.ca /public notices, where it should have said, in accordance with our advertising bylaw, lethbridge.ca /notices. While we do have other forms of notice or opportunities for people to contact us, we believe that the mistake that we made in the publication of that ad is fatal enough that we should, for the purposes of transparency and due process, cancel today's session, the next 3 days meetings as well, and next Tuesday's public hearing scheduled for March 9th, and reschedule all of these meetings. We can, looking at dates, we can reschedule the March 9th hearings of next week to March 23rd, but we'll firm that up with you early next week. And we're suggesting that between now and Tuesday, council consider possible dates to replace, to start this process, the MDP public hearing process over again. Tentatively, we're thinking, in order to do to advertise correctly and to give adequate notice in accordance with our bylaw and the MGA, that we'd be looking at the earliest the last week of March. So the week of March 29th. We are also, based on our experience yesterday, which, and for all intents and purposes, didn't happen, we believe we probably be able to get away with 3 to 4 days at most, instead of a full 5 days, but we'll look at that between now and Tuesday's regular meeting of council. Because in terms of this process for the MDP, we would have council consider establishing those dates by resolution next Tuesday at their regular meeting of council. So I apologize for the error that we've made. It was our error administratively. We didn't pick up on the misprint that was sent over to the Herald, but it is significant enough in our minds that we should in fact reconvene, re-advertise correctly, appropriately, and start the process over again. I'm happy to take any questions council has.
Thank you. I'm not sure if it's to you, Mr. Hawkins, or to the city clerk or to the city solicitor. Do we need a motion to cancel these hearings in addition to a subsequent motion to reestablish meeting dates.
I can answer that.
Go ahead.
So the MDP hearings, the ones we're holding this week, were set by resolution by council as part of the council calendar. So what will happen on Tuesday was there will be a motion to amend the council calendar to change the MDP hearings from this week to whatever week you decide or date you decide. In terms of the public hearing that was scheduled for next Tuesday on 1110 13th Street South, though that particular hearing was set by administration, like all hearings other than the MDP, so we will just reset and re-advertise.
Okay, thank you. There are questions from other members of council. Deputy Mayor Miyashiro.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Hawkins, for that. So is this just a technicality and not actually something that's that egregious that you have to suspend and transfer this to a different date? The website is lethbridge.ca/whatever page. If you can make it to lethbridge.ca, you can find where the public hearing is. My question is, so are we saying that you have to pinpoint to that exact page? Because people can't navigate to lethbridge.ca and then find the other page?
That's what we're saying. In fact, we are in contravention of bylaw 6251, which is the city's bylaw for establishing alternate methods of public notification and advertising. And in that bylaw, it speaks specifically to that web link, public lethbridge.ca/notices. And so we had this very discussion just 20 minutes prior to the hearing. And I'm taking my advice as well from our city solicitor and his staff in that because we have contravened and broken our own bylaw in terms of the public notice, that in itself is reason enough or justification enough to start the proceedings over again. So had it not been that specific in the bylaw in terms of that link, arguments could be made that, yeah, it's a technicality, but not in this instance.
That's our fault for not just putting lethbridge.ca. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Kaufman.
Thank you, Mayor Spearman. Thank you, Mr. Hawkins. Stuff happens. It is what it is. Question one, we start from the beginning again, so we have to relive yesterday?
Yes, we do.
Okay, thank you. Secondly, in regards to the public hearing coming up on March 9th, there have been a number of folks that I know have sent letters to council. I'm assuming those people have also sent letters to planning. Will they be notified? We will.
We will notify right away of the change in hearing date. I believe we can still, in the context of those, because we've got dozens and dozens of submissions for next week's public hearing, I believe we can still hold on to those as part of that public record, but they'll have an opportunity with the re-advertising to resubmit if they choose as well.
Okay, thank you. Third thing, the week of March 25th ends at Good Friday, or March 29th ends at Good Friday. So I'm assuming a 4-day route is what we'd be planning.
That's what we're planning. No, we wouldn't, definitely not extend into the Good Friday in April.
Okay, thank you. Final question then to the solicitor. Do the rules of public hearing now exist in regards to yesterday's presentation, or was that not a presentation now? It's about conversation and communication around the issues that arose yesterday, the ability to speak with people.
I think the path forward that we've chosen is as if this has got first reading and we're going to re-advertise. So this is as if that public hearing hasn't happened.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Smith.
Thank you for the clarifications. Councillor Carlson.
Thanks, Mayor Spearman. I think my question was answered. I'm just wondering if we could maybe block off the 29th to the 1st right now. It's a challenge getting 9 of us in the room at the same time. So I'm just thinking that if everyone is available that week or has looked at their calendars, we should maybe plan on that sooner. rather than later. That was my only comment. Thank you.
Yeah, we can mentally do that now, but we can't do any votes until Tuesday. So it can be put in your calendars. We can ask our assistants to block off the councillors' calendars, but we can't actually formalize that until Tuesday in the public meeting.
Gotcha. Thank you, sir.
Acting Mayor Higgin?
Thank you, Mayor Spearman. I'm just curious to know, and I'm not sure who can answer this. Any of the previous, I guess, public hearings we've had, did those go through with the correct address listed, or do we have an issue there? Thinking about our mask bylaw one that we just had, some of these others, how are we going to deal with that? Was the correct address put in for those?
I'll defer to the city clerk.
So the only two ads, I went back 2 months, the only two ads which were impacted was the MDP ad plus the one for next Tuesday, 1110 13th Street South.
All the others were correct.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sutterfield. Thank you, Mayor.
Are there any further questions from council?
Yeah, Mayor Spearman, Councillor Hoffman.
Go ahead.
I'm just wondering, clarification as well, the MDP, does it have to be approved by a certain date?
No, this is council's process. Yeah, the actual second and third reading are entirely at your discretion.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. So do we need a motion to adjourn? We don't need a motion to adjourn. We never started. Okay. Okay, I'd like to thank everyone.
We actually aren't here.
Thank everyone for their attendance, and I'll let you go back to reading the documents in preparation for the hearings in 4 weeks.
Thank you.
Yahoo!
Thanks all. Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Sorry about that.
Thank you.